Emperor Haile Selassie I the First, King Alpha, I Divine Mother, Empress Menen, Queen Omega, and I the children of Jah, Rastafari, representing for the Ankh Nation family, popularly known as Africa. As the saying goes, time is the master, proved to be true in relation to the Bob Marley biopic, One Love. I could not believe my eyes. I lived to see the hypocrites and parasites them roll out them red carpet in pageantry for the dirty-head Rasta boy, descriptive language society. Beyond the big production staging, I attend the movie with my 11-year-old son. When it was over, I asked my son, "How was the movie?" He replied, "It was okay, but something felt off." "What do you mean by felt off?" "I don't know, it just felt like something was missing," he said. I replied, "You are right, a whole lot is missing. There is no doubt Bob Marley on the big screen is a big deal for the Bob Marley promotion. However, through the lens of Rastafari, for starters, the movie should have been titled Rita, Bob and their favorite son Ziggy. I was disappointed on several levels. The title was misleading representation about Bob Marley. The movie was a blatant disrespect to Rastafari and Jamaica. How? In life, Bob Marley is an authentic, serious Rastaman who should be played by a Rastaman or at least by a Jamaican, if not someone from the Caribbean. When Ziggy claimed he could not find a Jamaican Rasta qualified enough, was disingenuous on his part, or maybe there is an agenda to specifically use this Barbie doll actor Kingsley Benadir. Ziggy, how you forget the power to a ballad? He might be good to play Malcolm X, Obama, Barbie, but him is not Rasta nor Jamaican. He is not authentic enough to play Bob. His patois was mediocre and certainly better than those actors in Cool Runnings movie. His stage performance is weak, conscious about fake locks falling off. Watch the hand safeguarded the locks from falling. This also affected his ability to dance like Bob with leaps and frenzied trance like skank slash movements. Why you never play Bob, Ziggy? He did display some emotional connectivity. What about in-house Marleys? Skip would have been an excellent choice. Likewise, Damian, Julian, Rowan, even Kimani. Yes, he's a little stout, but he is a decent actor that potentially could pull it off, like how Denzel Washington did with playing Malcolm X. Given the 9 months you gave Kingsley to prepare. Outside of the Marleys, there is Jamaican Rasta singer Kez Namdi. He could have played Bob from Resemblance and the 9 months of preparation. Bob is not all that complex to play, but clearly this is not about acting. Time will tell what paramount agenda is with your consent. You know your father is a serious Rastaman who deals with authenticity. So much so that it is alleged that he chose death rather than to amputation of his toe to save his life from cancer. How you for this your father and Rastas? Ziggy, this is not just a movie. This is about the iconic Rastaman Bob Marley, a Jamaican Rasta playing the role of Bob Marley on the international screen. Do you know what this would mean to brand Jamaica and the Jamaican film industry? Instead, you have taken away this great opportunity from the Rastafari community and the Jamaican film industry from potentially birthing another star. Yes, there are Jamaicans in the film, but a Jamaican Rastafari lead and play Bob. Why? Because Bob a Jamaican Rasta. Big up Sheldon Shepherd, who play Neville. Good job. Everaldo. Your brief moment of Lee Scratch Perry was a standout performance. Your moment proved Ziggy wrong about not qualified Jamaicans to play Bob. The backup Jamaican cast represented well too. Case in point, when the Black American music fraternity was underrating your father's music, all he wanted was a chance to prove what Bob Marley and the Wailers could do. Lionel Richie and the Commodores learned this lesson well in Madison Square Garden when he got the chance. Hence Bob Marley and the Wailers becoming a household name in America and beyond. You have stolen this opportunity from Rastafari and Jamaica. This is not the way of Bob Marley, Ziggy. Rastafari and Jamaica would be Bob's first choice. Ziggy, do you think your Israeli wife would have cast a Jamaican to play the iconic Ben Gurion, Israel's first prime minister? Even if she wanted to, Israelis would never allow it. So how you do it to Rasta and Jamaica? This is a valuable lesson for Rastafari in the collective. Where is your loyalty to Rasta and Jamaica? Rasta and Jamaica is not good enough to play Bob, but good enough to be exploited by you and Paramount at the box office for ticket sales. Let this example drive home the point from Rastafari and Jamaica perspective. The Barbie creator is a Jewish lady named Judith Handler. When the Barbie movie came to the big screen, there were 4 major Jewish actors in the movie. They are Ariana Greenblatt, Anna Cruz Kane, Ari Neff, and Kingsley Benadir screaming Jewish loyalty. Ollie could not advise you to display said Jewish loyalty towards Rasta and Jamaica. Then again, she is a Jew and Kingsley is a Jew, so a Jewish win again all the way to the bank. Ziggy, you should always remember charity starts at home. The title of the movie is about one love, but all you do is shit. You shitted on the Livingstons family, likewise the Macintosh family. Bonnie and Peter only warrant 1 to 3 minutes cameo appearance as the original Wailers. Really, Ziggy? Oh you feel portray Coxsone like some gangster bully. Even if he was in real time, you could have represented him like how you did for Bob in tailored form. Oh, I forgot. This movie is centered around 1976 until death. Basically, not part of the storyline you are promoting. You also shitted on Cindy with that brief few seconds ghostly female aberration appear with crown and Miss World sash. What good is rehashing old wounds? You could not keep your unresolved childhood issues in check. What about your younger brother Damien feelings? Cindy is his mother, and she was very relevant to Bob. Wasn't she and Rita at his side towards transition in Miami? What about your other siblings' feelings? Your father had many queens in his deck. Clearly, Cindy was the queen of heart. Lucy Pounder was the queen of diamond. Anita Belnavis was the queen of clubs. Pascaline Bongo was the queen of spade. Also, there were many more cards out there. Above them all is Empress Rita Marley ruling over the empire. Because of your action, or is it paramount, the social media landscape is ablaze with the pros and cons of your parents' lives. Don't worry, your time is at hand to be dragged too. Remember, there is cause and effects, universal law. Nothing is wrong in defending your mother through film, but when within space and time, you are out of context. You are a child involving yourself in the affairs of adults. You are acting carelessly in regards to your other siblings' feelings. Where is the love, Ziggy? Remember, you are the one who sang "Love is my religion," yet you are supporting oppression and genocide. You better be careful they don't start calling you Shitty Marley to owe you a stink up the place right now. You know Bob would have boxed you down and deal with your rush, right? Lashana captured Rita pain and love for Bob. However, that box reduced the lion to a dog. In real time, that could not have happened to Bob. But on film, that fantasy box was loud. The movie did not capture the one love message them a try promote, especially when Bob commenced to beating up Dan Taylor. At first I thought it was over the girl jealousy until the words from Bob declared stealing. The biggest irony was when the tailored made One Love Rasta Messiah could forgive one of the shooters who almost murdered him and Rita, but could not forgive Dan Taylor, the man who took 6 shots for him. Where is the love to be found, Ziggy? Mr. David Ziggy Marley, there is a backstory to your privileged reality. It is rooted to slavery, oppression, and white domination, where a 56-year-old white man could take advantage of a very young poor teenage black girl, have his way with her, then abandon her and child. In those days, this was shameful and disgraceful to Mama Booker and family. For betterment, she had to escape from 9 Mile Center into the arms of men like Bunny Wailer's father, Thaddeus Taddy Livingston, which bore a daughter named Pearl. Ziggy, what happened to Auntie Pearl? She too black for your circle? Ultimately leaving Trenchtown for greener pastures in America. Leaving Bob to fend for himself in this here concrete jungle where the living is hardest. Do you know the pain and shame half-caste, mongrel, dundos, mulatto descriptive language at the time for mixed breed are politically correct biracial, interracial children? Now, surrounded by poverty-stricken black folks back then, trust and believe the living was hardest. The spirit of survival and resistance, later to be identified as Rastafari and sound of reggae music, gave him a vehicle to escape from poverty. This is the foundation of your privileged lifestyle you are currently fulfilling with your family. Do you think your wife or a guy would look at you if you was poor like Bob before Rastafari? Do you think you can swim your way back into your deadbeat grandfather's Bob Marley's white bloodline? No matter how you all profess my grandfather is white, won't change the fact you are black. It is Bob Marley rejection of Mama Booker made Robert Nesta Marley the tough gang. So keep on trying to run away from Mama Booker and Nana Rita Marley blackness. It's clear to see they put cable around your neck and blinders over your eyes. You better wake up and live before you try running to the rock for rescue and there is no rock. You better rise from your sleep and slumber and look within before you start singing Old Pirate Yesterday Rabbi. Ziggy, do you realize that with this movie you gave the enemy the green light to character assassinate Bob Marley, your father? Before this movie, Bob was spoken about with reverence and respect by extension the Marley family. Now I am seeing Bob Marley being dragged on social media platforms with your mother. A shitstorm is coming your way for allowing this. Ziggy, I saw you hate your father that you have this Barbie doll actor to play Bob, a global iconic Rastaman. First, your mother draw a bad card with her propaganda rape story. Seem like unsigned deal to bring Bob's hard work to shame. Within the last 2 decades, the system has been on a campaign to destroy influencers' strong black male images like Bill Cosby, Michael Jackson, etc., etc. Now it all makes sense. It is Bob Marley time. And who better to manipulate but his son Ziggy to destroy his legacy? Do you think you will be safe behind Tough Gang Worldwide? So keep on making wrong move. The Marley brothers better start paying close attention to Tough Gang business before a case of sudden death and Bob's legacy end up on the other side. The writing is on the wall. I know they are going to have reasons why the company changed from Tough Gang International to Tough Gang Worldwide. But could the change give Ziggy and his family more control? There are also some strategic subtleties in the movie. For instance, the retreat scene up at Strawberry Hill when they were discussing the pros and cons of doing the Smile Jamaica concert and Bob Marley's safety. Here comes this white reporter telling Bob, you cannot give in to fear. You cannot let them win. You must stand up for your rights. Just paraphrasing, it just reminds me of the Black Panther movie when that CIA white character swoops in and saves the day, as if black people are incapable of solving our own issue without white people. The rock and roll scene in the club of whites when Bob them visit. After leaving the club and Bob getting arrested, immediately Bob was ready to work as if inspired by these rock and rollers. Then introduction of Junior Mervyn, Jimi Hendrix-esque guitar riff, and Exodus became a great album. The scene where young Bob was running away from the fire in the cane piece seems like he set ablaze with his father chasing him, and well, it appears as if his father was chasing him on a horse. Turned out to be Haile Selassie, who then reached down and pulled young Bob on the back of horse from fire and rode off. The initial vagueness of Rastafari took away the powerful impact of this message and imagery. If you are not a Rasta, how would you know that it was His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie the First? I am sure some people left the movie thinking it was Bob's father saving him from the fire. In conclusion, I know the slave minds would like to silence I and I with the narratives of the reason why we critique the movie is because it lacks scandal and extreme violence like we are used to, meaning we are too backward, fool, don't know anything good. Kingsley was excellent, he was great, Oscar nomination. Note this criticism is very analytical, leading to this question: why Ziggy never invest Tough Gang money into the Bob Marley biopic? I am sure Tough Gang is worth more than 80 million. The reason why Bob founded Tough Gang was about self-reliance, being his own boss, taking away power from parasitical vampires. When Ziggy sell out to Paramount, he betrayed Bob's hard work, Rasta, and Jamaica. That is why Kingsley Benadier Bobby Dahl could play Bob. Ziggy had no say-so and had to go with Paramount agenda of disrespecting Bob Marley. Once again, I and I vibration within the movie, and I sides up certain things, you know what I mean? But nonetheless, I vex in relation to everything about the movie, you know what I mean? The disrespect. And it seems like, again, like I mentioned earlier, why is it that we fail to recognize that only I alone can deal with I issues, and we don't really need no one else to deal with I issues? Anyway, once again, give thanks to lending I ears so I can articulate Rastafari. Rastafari without apology.